We're back on time, Paul. We're here. We're on time this week. No, we're like a day late, actually. But we were so close to being on time. We're not like a month late now. We did it. We did it. We did it, man.
I'd like to say it was as promised, but we are a day late.
We're a day late, but hey, I had my pay-per-view event, which was dope, by the way. Thanks for whoever bought tickets to that. That was dope. Thank you. Yeah, and then trying to think what else I did. I've been up to.
Yeah, do you want to riff on that a little bit?
Dude, first of all, you got to say hi yet because you haven't.
Oh, I haven't said hi yet. Well, hello, everybody.
No
We're a day late, $1 short. And, yeah, man, that's how the podcast biz goes.
As you heard from the episode, we still have some sponsors. I don't know if you heard, but we still do have some sponsors.
We do. Yeah. What's crazy is, as you can see behind me, for the video listeners, that's the TV I used to use for notes.
Yep.
Still in bubble wrap.
Yep. And if you look behind me, nothing's changed at all. Thank you. Thanks for noticing. Because I have a studio.
Yeah, no, riff on your pay-per-view a little bit.
It was good time, man. It was good times. I was on TV. I was on a couple news stations. They had some really high-quality cameras come in from the pay-per-view producers. If you haven't gotten a ticket yet, you can still watch it. It's available for like the next week or so as like a rental. You can go to my website, and I'll have it linked there by the time that this goes up. Otherwise, you can go to Save Our Arts, SAVEOURARTS.org. And then that's where you can still get tickets. Don't click on the fucking tickets to get in person because the show already happened. So don't click that. I don't know why that link's still up, but it is. Get the pay-per-view link only. That's the one. Because the amount of people that clicked live tickets and then had to email me like 3 minutes before the show, and they're like, "Hey, I can't log in. What's going on?" And then I'm fucking the IT guy, like behind the scenes before. Like, if I'm supposed to be out there telling jokes, and I'm out here
clearing you had
IT.
to do that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah, there was a lot going on, man. And then I got interviewed by the host. His name is Marty, former MMA fighter. And then Sean Cooper. Most people know who Sean Cooper is. He's a pretty famous comedian. So he was the other guy who hosted it, and it was a good time.
Yeah, well, it definitely looked like a good time.
Yeah.
I watched the thing through and through until I fell asleep.
Dude, our green room was fantastic. First of all, they brought me an Ethernet cable from the wall so I could play. I played RuneScape in the green room right before my show. I'm serious. You can ask Casey, my friend. He literally was like, "What are you doing on here right before the show?" I'm like, "I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. People are texting me a lot. I need to mine some shit right now for a little bit. I need to get some mining. God damn. I just got to combat level 120 in that game. I'm so excited, dude.
Yeah, you can. What's that forest? You bring people out and murder them in Minecraft?
Not
Minecraft in RuneScape.
The wilderness.
The wilderness. There it is.
Yeah. No, I'm to a high enough level now where like I go in the wilderness and people kind of run away from me. I'm so non-aggressive, which kind of sucks because I like having someone to talk to. Because some of the things you can only do in the wilderness, like you can't do it without going out there. And I kind of like talking to people, so it kind of sucks that everyone runs away. I'm like, no, just mine. I won't kill you. Just mine next to me. Let's just dig these rocks together and let's kill this dragon and shit. And yeah, that's how I passed my. They had a whole ass shower, dude. They had a shower, like a sink, a bathtub, toilet, everything. It was beautiful in there. It was a nice green room. Cable television, coffee, soda, water. No snacks though. That's the only thing.
Not even chips and dip?
Nothing, man. No snacks.
Wow.
But
ridiculous.
It's fine though. My beautiful girlfriend went and got me Wendy's. Brought me the 4 for $4, which is like the perfect pre-game. That's what you need. You need a burger, some nuggets, and a little bit of motherfucking sauce to have to spice up the nuggets. And then they get the spicy fountain soda, which is always better than bottled soda. And don't fucking tell me it's not. Don't tell me it's not. Because it is. Don't tell me it's not. Fountain soda, right? I'm not like 20 minutes later after it's been sitting out and it's flat now. Like for the first 5 minutes before the ice melts in the water, before the fizzy's gone, just those couple where your throat is just burning like a bitch. Those are the sips. Those are the sips.
Oh, if those are the sips, man, you gotta get a soda stream.
Or like a freezing cold can of Mountain Dew. Freezing cold.
No. I got a soda stream about 2 weeks ago. And that thing, you can pump all of the carbon dioxide that you want into it. You can reload your sodas. You can do all that stuff. But yeah, I've been
Wait, you can
impressed.
reload your fucking soda? So if your soda goes flat, you can soda stream it and it gets back to normal?
Not ideal, but do it.
Why is it not ideal? You were just telling me that it's something we could do.
Oh, because there's like sugar and syrup in there and everything. It'll probably gunk up your thing.
Oh.
But as long as you clean your soda stream, I'm
No.
sure it'll.
But does it work with? Could you do that theoretically to your soda and make it a normal soda again?
Well, they have standard 1 liter sizes. So the way it's pretty genius what they did is it screws in, so it's not like you can take like a 20 ounce or whatever. You have to use their
You gotta use
1
the
liter.
liter bottle.
Yeah, and you throw it in there, and yeah, my girlfriend loves it for carbonated water, and it has a sponsorship with Bubbly. I know, I love how this we just went totally off the rails immediately.
Dude,
But
we should get a sponsorship from them. I will have people send emails. Do you
oh,
know
dude,
what's weird?
I'll put it in the background and make sodas as the show goes on.
Let me tell you something.
But yeah,
Let me tell you something. Having the ability to say I'll have my people email you, that is cool. That's so cool, dude. I don't have to do the emailing. I got someone to do it.
my people talk to your people.
Yeah, but it's like actually my people now. Like I actually have people. It's cool. It's cool. I was just telling Donnie about my former accountant who used to constantly, whenever I'd spend money, just call me. She was like a 48-year-old woman from like U.S. Bank, and she would just be like, "What the fuck are you spending that $260 on?" And I'm like, "I'm just getting some weed, man. Chill." she would
God.
see I take like $260 out of an ATM. I mean, what else is that for? Everyone knows what that money's for. $260 is street money for an ounce of weed. Period. That's just what it comes down to.
Oh my god.
Also, found out that we do have some elderly listeners on this podcast.
Please tell me they're not our grandparents.
Yeah. Yep.
Stop it.
I'm totally not kidding at all. Serious.
Wow, you're gonna drop this to me live?
Yeah. You feeling okay? Still a little nauseous?
I mean, what do you expect? They love and support us.
Yeah, they do. We're the golden ones. We are the golden grandchildren, and we know it.
We show up at Christmas.
We show up at Christmas with solid attitudes, with happiness, with jokes. We show up with jokes every year, and we do show up every fucking year. Like I don't think we've ever missed a year come hell or high water. Like I live on the west fucking coast, and I made it to Christmas. Like it's
Oh, it's funny you say high water because it's like high levels of snow most of the time.
Yeah. Oh well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, it's like risk your life in 4 inches of snow.
Yeah, we have to forage our way back to northeast Wisconsin to do our family reunions up in the old wooded areas. It's pretty nice there though, except for all the meth and the heroin and the killings and the stabbings and the high school pregnancies and the ridiculous amounts of homicides that are in such a small community that involve stabbings and domestic assault and alcoholism, and except for all those couple of things, it's really nice there. Except for those couple of things.
Yeah, I mean, other than some holidays and then the occasional weekend, I definitely haven't seen the area too much. I don't know the history as well as you do.
I grew up there, so that's where I grew up. Unfortunately.
But wow, Donna and Papa.
Yeah, they're listening. Hey, how are you guys doing? Good. Glad to hear. I guarantee we're gonna get a text. Hey, heard you talk. Anyway, hey, we should talk about some fucking MMA stuff, shouldn't we? This is kind of what we're supposed to be fucking doing here. We should talk about the show a little.
We should. No. I'll call more.
But
let's get back.
God, you really just brought that off the rail again. I was right back on. I had my conductor hat on. I had the guy shoveling coal into the fucking furnace. I was almost back on track.
I'm still resetting.
And then you were the fucking conductor, and you were like, train! And then we just rolled off the side of the fucking tracks.
Yeah, but no, we can get back. Luckily, there's not too much to talk about in terms of MMA. There's far more NHL stuff to talk about.
I just did something horrible.
What'd you do?
I just covered up your face. There we go.
Okay,
back.
whatever.
We're back.
But yeah, I mean, in terms of MMA, we had Cody Garbrandt had a really rough 5 rounds versus Rob Font. And it's one of those things where After the first 3 rounds, you saw it in the corner where they're not cutting to commercial, and you have his coaches talking to Cody, and he's just looking everywhere but his coaches. And it was just one of those fights where he's a championship fighter, he's a championship guy, he knows what it means to be in there, and it just wasn't his night.
Yeah.
And that happens to the best. It's not like he got totally bodied. It's not like, he got rinsed or whatever.
Hey, we should talk about real quick, too, just because he just uploaded those to Instagram. Aaron Rodgers. From the Green Bay Packers. Motherfucker is... Let me tell you something, man. You gotta respect the fucking community that respected you for so goddamn long. When you drive through Wisconsin, you see the number 12 painted on people's fucking barns and shit. Like, Culver's has, like, thank you, Aaron, on their, like, one of their most, like, in southern Wisconsin, where, like, one of the first Culver's was at, there's, like, a big old thanks, Aaron, on it, and, like, the number 12. And the dude is skipping, like, he's skipping the preseason, basically. Just, fuck you, he's in Hawaii.
If we so he's just hanging out? Yeah, so he's skipping the preseason.
Yeah, he's being a little bitch. Well, if the changes aren't being made the way I like, yeah, you're right, Aaron. We should definitely get you a Hall of Fame line, Hall of Fame receiver, Hall of Fame pro fullback, Hall of Fame kicker, and a Hall of Fame center. If only you had those things, man. Oh, and you did win a Super Bowl. Go fuck yourself. The dude needs to shut the fuck up. He has had a core of a team. Just because you guys choke at the end of the season every year, and it's usually on Aaron. The only time he became like a hero was when he whipped the ball in the air, and then the receivers had to jump up like 17 fucking feet to catch those Hail Mary sons of bitches, and then somehow Aaron looked like he was the fucking god. And it's like, no, dude, no. Those receivers are the ones who had your ass for you. You didn't do shit but just lob a ball to the end. There's a lot of people over there. Fuck it, 0 seconds on the clock. That's what went through his head. He didn't have any grand plan for dick, and you fucking know it. And it drives me crazy that his ass is out here pretending like the community. It's fucking stupid. He needs to learn some goddamn respect.
Well, what are we at? Week 16, 15 of the show?
I have no idea.
Either way, we've been talking about this saga for a long time, and it's a staring contest, and who's going to blink first?
Pretty much.
And the Packers organization drafted another quarterback, and Rodgers isn't a quitter.
No, he's not.
You can say all you want about him. You can talk about his playoff experiences where he's chucking balls into the end zone or whatever, but who's going to blink first? And, the guy's in Hawaii, he's skipping the preseason, and good on him. If he's going to do this Deshaun Watson style, then let's see who blinks.
Hey, man, when the community just built you a new stadium and agreed to terms, I don't think so.
I mean, they built him a stadium?
Yeah, after he got drafted was when they built the new stadium, yes. It was to get him to stay.
Yeah, okay.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, but we've always, it shouldn't be a surprise. I mean, the guy was on, Game of Thrones, like the final season or whatever. I mean, the guy's got 1 foot out.
Jeopardy. I mean, no, I seriously think he's going to retire from football and become an actor. I really do think that.
Actor, personality, whatever.
Well, no, I think he'll be in movies. I genuinely think that after his football career's up, he'll be in movies.
Takes over the Ellen DeGeneres show.
What? So someone's got to run Abu Ghraib backstage. Someone's got to get it up. I mean, shit. Who's going to keep that staff in line,
I mean, who else is going to be a total media darling, but also be, secretly hated by management?
Straight up. He's
the perfect fit.
He's what America needs. He needs to be he needs to start being judges on. Oh, here he is a judge on the show, isn't he?
Well, I would say the transition from Ellen to Aaron Rodgers in terms of media would be pretty smooth.
Oh yeah, it would.
But man, the real story of the fight, though, let's conduct this train back, is Michelle Watterson. Man, was that an epic prove you right moment for me.
For real.
That was. We were talking. It had to come full circle. Michelle had to win. Not only because she had to win based on styles and rankings and this and that, but in terms of the destiny of the division, the rematch has to happen.
Right. No, for sure, dude. It's fucking. We were talking on the phone 2 days ago about it. or maybe it was 3 days ago. We were just talking like Jesus Christ, like the Destiny Circle has happened. Like the Trinity has come down upon America, and we have now seen greatness. Like honestly, that might have been a really ridiculously stupid thing to say. I don't know, dude. It was a good ass fight, man.
Yeah, women's 115 is insane because the parity. That's one of the things that makes fighting great is parity. Is you see things, this fighter A beats fighter B, but fighter C comes into the mix.
Yeah.
And what's going on? And that's what would happen is Joanna styled on Carla Esparza, and Carla breakdanced on Rose Namajunas, and Rose knocked out Joanna. So we've got the perfect break to the triangle. That division's wild.
Yeah. Well, women's UFC is crazy good.
Crazy good. And then you jump down the card a little bit. The other thing we were gravely concerned about, I expressed my concerns that this was terrible matchmaking, and Jack Hermanson just ran over Edmund Shabazian.
Yep.
Just the round 3 showed him what cardio looks like, showed him what the levels to grappling are, and it's...
Well, his fucking... I was gonna say, it was his control of the body, dude. He didn't need to be swinging. He had so much jiu-jitsu over this motherfucker. He clearly is a jiu-jitsu minded person, just the way that you can see him grapple and pull people to the ground. But not to say his fighting isn't bad. That's not at all what I'm saying. But you can just see jiu-jitsu minded people or jiu-jitsu centered people have this. It almost feels like an advantage over some of the other fighters to me.
Yeah, what's interesting, it's interesting you say Jack is like a wrestler, but the way I look at Hermanson is he's a real game plan guy. He sticks to it. When he fought Jacare, he didn't go to the ground for a second. He attempted a choke and then quit right away.
Yeah.
But he sticks to the game plan, and he didn't have to throw punches to win that fight.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Edmund looked good early, but that's the problem with being in the UFC. The caliber, has really changed. Like, it used to be, if you're in the UFC, you're one of the best of the best. Now you can kind of skate on the prelims. You can be I hate to say it, but a Sean O'Malley type.
Yeah.
Where you have, a really big following, but you're just icing dudes on the prelims.
Yeah.
And then, you fight one guy, Cheeto Vera, and the guy just mauls you in a round.
Destroyed.
Yeah, so that's what I mean by the caliber. But when we're talking about the top 10, when you get into the Shabazians and the Derek Brunsons and Jack Hermansons of the world, you have to be ready. Because now Shabazian's in a real crisis in terms of his career.
Well, what's coming next? What do you think's coming next? Because,
he needs a pick-me-up.
Well, a pick-me-up, but I don't think you can just give him some easy fucking fight either, because I think then it's obvious that I think he needs a fight that I don't know.
Well, this reminds me of what Usman was saying last week about Conor, which Conor really, if you look at it, he's an average level UFC fighter, but with a ton of clout, a ton of money, and if I looked at his record, and he's right. McGregor fought Brandao early. He kind of got catered to. Marcus Brimage. Even Cody Garbrandt got the Marcus Brimage treatment.
Yeah.
Going up. And, you look at guys like Edmund Shabazian, and you're like, why is your camp taking this fight? This is the toughest style fight. If you're going to be champ, and you have to beat that guy later, that's one thing. But why are you doing it on the undercard? That's so confusing to me. But, anyways, it's just poor matchmaking, and that's what happens. You watch guys like Hermanson get a win, and you're confused as to whether he's still in the top 5 or in the top 10.
I don't know, man. This is, I'm just looking back, and I'm surprised there hasn't been a whole lot of talk on this fucking card. There really wasn't at all. I was on Twitter, I was on Instagram, no one really seemed to give a shit.
There was a lot of decisions as well, and there wasn't a whole lot of star value. And then, of course, going into Memorial Day weekend, there's not a lot. But I guess if you wanted to pick a highlight, it would be Chris Cyborg winning in Bellator.
Yeah.
She won with 10 seconds left in the 5th round over a woman she's already knocked out in the 1st round.
Yep.
And yeah, it was a real technical fight.
We-
There's, like we were saying earlier, there are levels to grappling, levels of striking, and that was a really good fight that you see as time goes on. They are still fantastic. They're excellent fighters, and Cyborg just proved that she could gut it out at the end. But yeah, very technical, very good Muay Thai. The suplex she hit in like the middle of the fight was insane.
Know what did we talk about the Chandler fight?
I think we did. Did we do that last week?
Did we?
The Chandler Oliveira fight?
Oh, maybe we did. That was the May 15th. That was May 15th.
That's in my notes for last week.
Oh, I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah, so we did. Never mind.
Well, it's interesting because there's a lot coming out of that fight. We've got Chandler talking about he's one fight away from a title shot. He wants to fight Gaethje. We've got Oliveira saying that he wants the winner of Poirier and McGregor, and that both of them are easy work. Like that's a fight that's still hot in the presses.
Yeah. Well,
because
I need to here. Let me pause this real quick because I have something I need to tell you off camera because it involves somebody that we both know. Here, 1 second.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, we're here. We're back. We took care of it. Anyway. Yeah. So we did talk about the Chandler fight, and last week was the Font fight, Rob Font. Dude, that's and so let's talk about that fight real quick because that went into the 5th round. All the way through, and it was a unanimous decision that Font won over Garbrandt.
Yeah, I mean, it was just one of those things.
Why unanimous?
So Font's jab is something you have to take away. It's just the first line of defense. It's the first line of offense. And Cody, whether it was a head movement, a distance, a cadence of punching type deal, And Garbrandt went to the wrestling. He went to the well quite a few times with the wrestling, but really never found his stride. We would take him down, they'd get back up, and never really established himself there.
Yeah.
And I think it's that jab. It stifled every single part of Cody's game plan.
Yeah.
But the other thing, and it's funny I'm seeing, is Cody had this very long publicated bout with COVID, where it took about 6 months off his career. In and out of the ER, blood clots. He's a professional athlete, and you got to wonder, like, you're fading kind of late into the rounds. You had this really public illness, and this is the highest level of fighting.
Well, I was gonna say it's not just he's a professional athlete; he's a fucking fighter. That's like, that it just became legal to do this. They're literally beating the fuck out of each other,
Well, the other thing that, as I was watching it live, I was thinking of what Chael Sonnen used to say, which is Sonnen, where you can only wrestle for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
You can't wrestle for 5. You have to pick your rounds. And Garbrandt picked those first 2 rounds that he was going to wrestle, and then totally gassed.
Yeah.
And just got picked apart by the jab, and it was academic.
Gas. Okay, no, I'll stop. I can't. Every time, have you ever heard that song, Gas? Yeah. Like when they're just, every time I hear that, it's fun. Okay, I'll stop. I'll be done. I'll be done.
Yeah, there are no upcoming fights this weekend.
No.
I guess the biggest story was Paul Felder retiring on air.
Yeah, dude. For real though. Did his agent know that was coming, or did he just kind of decide, like, I'm just gonna fucking drop this quick?
Well, they had a video production thing ready for him.
Oh, I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I just heard that.
So that played in between fights, but definitely a surprise. It's nice to see Paul Felder retire because he's one of the good guys of the sport. He's been a real company man. And if you compare him to other fighters, he's had it good. He won the UFC.
Yeah.
If you want to look at guys who are then taking bare knuckle fights, or people who have gotten cut, or people who have suffered terrible losses, Paul Felder never suffered any terrible losses.
No. He
was a big fan favorite, and he retired when he realized there wasn't a shot at the title. One of the guys that thought he genuinely could give Habib a shot.
Yeah.
and then retired when he realized he wasn't that guy.
Well, that sucks for him.
It does, because, I mean, the guy went to war with Barboza twice. That was a fight I saw in Chicago, and that is still the loudest kick I've ever heard, is just hearing Barboza throw shins at Paul Felder.
Yeah, did we talk about the broken leg yet on this show?
Weidman?
Yeah, did we talk about that yet, or did we?
Yeah, Weidman's leg. It's a cruel, evil game.
Oh, I can hear it now. I can see it and hear it now. Oh
the
my
sound
God.
is terrifying.
Yes,
Same with Jacare a week later, breaking his arm.
We were just, because I remember us talking, we're like, why is every fucking fighter getting smashed up now? What is this? What is going on?
Yeah, so, I mean, so there's been this tweet going around, which is when people start to check the calf kick, that's when legs start breaking. And it's like, yeah, we're already seeing it.
That's true.
It's brutal. It's so scary. But going back to Paul Felder, I mean, I see him and I kind of want to compare him to, like, the broadcaster like Bisping, right? The guy who's doing the play-by-play. And Bisping, darling, champion, Ultimate Fighter winner. He's kind of the top of the class. He's the A+. Paul Felder, right next to him.
Yeah.
Epic knockouts, epic wins, incredible fights. He fought on the undercard of McGregor. He fought on the undercard of Habib versus Poirier.
Yeah.
And then you look at guys like, Donald Cowboy Cerrone, where you're like, when's enough? You're not going to be the champ. You're moving between two divisions. You've had some wins, you've had some losses.
Man, how hard is it though to accept that you just aren't going to be the guy? Because he wants to be the guy so goddamn bad, Like, you can tell it's one of his deep desires. So like it's he's got to admit to himself, and basically if he steps away, he's admitting to himself and the world that he's not the guy. And so I just don't think he's ready for that yet.
There's one that hurts me a lot, and it's Mike Perry.
Yeah, dude, I agree with you.
After he lost last, I believe, to Rodriguez, he went on this kind of Twitter rant.
Yep.
And he was like, I used to be great. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And you can tell through that series of tweets that he's really grappling with, like, he was there, he didn't get knocked out. He's just not quick. He's just, the athleticism's not there. And, when he says, I don't know what happened, well, time happened.
Yeah, you're getting older, man. It sucks, but youth is so. I mean, shit, man. We're in our mid-20s. Like, we're already on like the way out. Like we are. Like, it's on. As much as it's we're on the way out, dude. Once you're like 26, that's it. You're on the back half of your 20s. It's over, dog. It's fucking over after that. No one finds it as funny when you shit on the public. And like, maybe that's not a good time for that joke. But like, no one finds.
Oh my god.
No one finds it as funny anymore. No one thinks it's cute to do things anymore. Like, now you're just a fucking regular adult, and if you do something, you're going to regular jail, and regular courts are going to regularly see you, and it's just going to be a regular fuck you if you keep up your bullshit. So, like, imagine me, a stand-up comedian who does everything as a joke. Like, I'm trying to get serious over here. It's impossible. But, the world doesn't really fuck around. They don't. At all. So...
Man, I mean, Jesus Christ, I'm looking at my next point here, and it's just, we didn't have it's kind of funny, the dichotomy of it, where it's like there's really no fight news, but there's all of the gossip in the world this week.
Right.
Where it's like the Joshua Fabia coach versus Diego Sanchez, that split has gotten so disgusting so quickly. And I really don't want to get into it because people show their true colors. When breakups happen, you see the true colors.
Yep.
And Fabia is definitely in the wrong here.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Comes out like he's power of attorney. He's like releasing school records from Diego about like his special needs classes.
It's just ridiculous. It's so uncalled for. It's so uncalled for.
You're talking about the price of his house and his
for real, as if anyone
like that. You're like, dude, what is wrong?
What are you doing? Do you think anyone here is like impressed by that? Is anyone like, oh my god, we assumed you had it already?
I did think one of the funnier things he said was that Diego was addicted to kratom, and I'm like, oh, the thing that gets people off addictions.
The thing that makes people not get addicted to other things. Okay. What's your
Yeah,
next
he's like,
point?
yeah, wild kratom addiction. I'm like, we need to dig more into that.
Yeah, for real. What a fucking stupid ass thing that to say. Seriously.
Yeah, oh my gosh. But it's, this lull kind of happens every year, right before, July time,
Yeah.
where, they got to get ready for International Fight Week. And this year it's Dustin versus Connor 3. That's the fight. You want the fans begging for it, so they do it every year.
Yeah. Well, dude, what did we say in episode 14?
Last week we had so much to recap.
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Episode 14 was before we just left for hiatus out of nowhere.
Oh man, I don't even want to.
That's the one that's getting the most downloads. I'm just looking through the board. I'm like, why is that one still going?
Oh, it's probably a Jake Paul fight.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
It's probably a Jake Paul fight.
You know for sure it is. Son of a bitch.
So let's get into that. The death of Triller, dude. That's happening. We will see it before the end of the year.
Don't even talk to me.
It's so insane because we had a pretty good discussion on it, which is like, what does Triller want to be? Do they want to be the old guy fight league, or do they want to be the Jake Paul league? Right?
Well, Mike Tyson even just said he's not going to work with them anymore. So like
he's actively suing them for payment.
Yeah. So like,
same with Roy Jones Jr.
Wait. Back up. Roy Jones is in on this?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I only thought it was Tyson.
Payment.
Anyone else, or is it just those two?
Just those two, and then Jake Paul just signed to Showtime.
Kill me.
Oh, kill Triller.
Kill me. Just.
Well, it makes sense because, okay, so I know the immediate response is that, but if his brother Logan is going to fight Floyd Mayweather, it has to be on Showtime.
Yeah, well, obviously.
So why don't they, send the kid brother up?
But where are they going to get this fucking money to pay this guy now?
Oh, Showtime's got the money. They've been producing boxing.
Okay, Tyson doesn't have his. I'm not saying Showtime. Tyson doesn't have his money.
Oh, Triller? Yeah, that's why they're going to be liquidated before the end of the year.
But isn't Jake with Triller?
No, he just signed to Showtime. He's gone.
Oh, but wasn't he with Triller before?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. There it is. I was okay. Yeah. Yeah, they're fucked.
Yeah, it's so crazy to watch all of these. Literally, 3 of the 4 headliners of the card are just out of town.
Yeah.
Or in active litigation. But, man, oh well. The other death we can talk about is John Jones.
Oh!
We can talk about that death.
That's okay, hold up. Let me Google it. I'm pulling it up. Before you start, I'm going to Google it.
He came out and said that his heavyweight debut is going to have to wait a year.
Yeah.
He's not happy with, I guess, the progress of his weight gain or his weightlifting or whatever. He called himself like the skinny one of the family, which, his brothers both have Super Bowl rings. So, I mean, I guess he is the skinny one.
Yeah. Well, I guess so.
But yeah, I mean, how much does that hurt that we're gonna... I mean, it was kind of inevitable with the Derek Lewis and Francis Ngannou rematch, but having Joe say that he's skipping town for a year, that hurts. You want to see the best of the best fight, and the best of the best is hanging out for a year.
How did he do? I'm looking to see... He's a former 2-time UFC light heavyweight champion, holding the title from March 2011 to April 2015 and from December 2018 to August of 2020. He was the interim UFC light heavyweight championship in 2016. As of March 23rd, 2021, he is number 1 in the UFC's men's pound for pound rankings. So why is he's just taking a year off?
He's moving from light heavyweight, which is 205, to 265.
Oh.
And we were always kind of expecting like 2021 would be the year. That's when he's got to make the move. And he's like, psych, 2022.
Well, at least you got a date now. I mean, he's 6'4", fucking big dude. He could make 260.
Well, I also hope that this isn't like You know, when we're dealing with athletes who don't compete often, we always kind of wonder what they're doing in the off season.
Yeah.
Right. And I hope this is John recognizing his legacy and looking across the cage and seeing Francis Ngannou and saying, maybe I need a year.
Yeah.
Maybe a year against France. And that's the other thing. You know, the best of all time. Look at Floyd versus Canelo. Floyd picked Canelo out of a crowd when he was young. Said, this guy's going to be the best ever. I'm taking him out now.
Yeah.
And I think that might be what John's doing with Francis, where he's like, let's see if Francis gets old. He's younger than Francis.
Yeah.
He can wait this game out. You only have to win once.
Do you think he's going to talk like Tyson one day? Talk like that? Think he's going to do that one day? On some tigers?
Own some tigers for sure. I mean, John already has that crazy... Or no, I think it died. But he has this wild Savannah cat, which is massive.
Dude, Savannahs are the coolest fucking cats ever. God, they're dope.
They are dope.
They're so cool. Speaking of which, how are your Savannah cats? I know they're not Savannah, but...
They're doing very well. I weighed one of them, my youngest cat. I weighed him 2 days ago, and he was 20 and a half pounds.
What?
20 and a half pounds lean.
Big old fucking kitty, dude.
He's 1.5 years old.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I was sold a panther.
You were sold a panther, and you were sold a wild panther at that.
Yeah, but yeah, I love him. He's so sweet. But yeah, it's crazy. I've shown you videos and pictures of him, and you would never believe it. He's just long.
Oh no, I would believe it. You ever see like when cats do that shit where they stretch out, like they put their tail straight back and their legs out, and then they like pull their arms all above their head, and they're like in a little backwards U, like their back is arched. God, cats can really stretch themselves out. They're just basically liquid. They're that lady from the Incredibles, Mrs. Incredible, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah. Well, when I'm making dinner on the counter in the kitchen, he can stand up and put both of his paws on top of the counter, like a dog.
Damn.
He's a giant cat. But man, oh man, what else? Yeah, we got a few more things on the notes here. If we want to riff more on John Jones, we can.
Dude, I want to talk about this because I'm reading this too. I'm sure you know more about it than I do, but John Jones having a conflict with Dana White over pay in May of 2020. And that's when he...
okay.
Then it says that he vacated the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship. Jones was targeting a fight with heavyweight contender Francis Ngannou, and according to White, wanted Deontay Wilder money, end quote, referring to Wilder's spending reported $25 to $30 million earnings, in his rematch with Tyson Fury in February of 2020. On August 15th, 2020, Jones announced on social media that he would be relinquishing the light heavyweight championship, as well as expressing his desire to move up to heavyweight. So there it is. There I get it now. So what was how much money did he want?
Well, he wanted the Deontay Wilder money, which is like 20 mil per fight.
25 to 30 mil. That's what he wanted.
Which is like, you understand you're under contract, right?
What does that mean?
Well, it's like, yeah, I want 20 million too. I can't go to my employer and be like, hey, this is, I want a raise, and they're like, you're contracted, right? And they're like, well, can we do a performance review? Can we do anything? You're like, you're contracted. You're like, okay, well, you're contracted.
So what does that mean? So like, how would you? Let's say you do want a raise. What would you do to get that? Would you ask yourself for it then, or what?
No, you go through HR, you get a performance review, and hopefully it's been a long enough period of time where you've accepted enough responsibility that you can then go forward. And I've done this process; it definitely works.
As a contractor, you go to your contractor's HR, or do you go to like the person you're working for HR?
Oh, yeah, so that's a kind of a funny game, where I go to my representative, the representative requests the review from HR of the company.
I see.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. I get you now. I get you. We're back on the same page here.
But, yeah, it's just so weird where, like, you've got Jones looking across sports and being like Conor McGregor didn't say, I want Floyd Mayweather money for Dustin Poirier.
Yeah,
like,
no.
What? Like, what are you talking about?
That makes no sense.
And the other thing that I don't know if this is like the catalyst or the golden ticket or the end of John Jones' career, because that genuinely could be. But John has a new manager, and that's the CEO of Golden Boy.
Yeah. Yep.
And Dana and him have a very long history, so much so that Dana says, I like him, when asked. Like, how do you feel about John Jones' manager? I like him. That's it. Doesn't riff about like any business dealings. Doesn't say like, oh yeah, that time that I talked to him, yada yada yada. He's like, I wish him well.
So what is I guess I'm going through. I gotta read up on John Jones. Someone, if you're listening, fucking let me know what's going on, because apparently, like, I'm looking at UFC 214 and UFC 232. He was flagged for potentially violating the doping policy by the USADA.
Yeah, so he's never lost. So when you were saying like he is the two-time light heavyweight champ, that doesn't make any sense because he never lost. He just tested positive for steroids and got a year suspension, and then came back and kicked Cormier in the dome. But yeah, I mean, he's been the problem child of the UFC.
I guess.
He's failed multiple drug tests. He's had multiple arrests. When oh my gosh, when the week that the UFC had to cancel their pay-per-view because of COVID, yeah. John Jones was in the news getting arrested for shooting a gun in public.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, he literally was just shooting his gun on the side of the road.
What a fucking crazy.
Then when asked about it, he defers to homeless people, where he says that he's hanging out with homeless people during this pandemic, and you're like, okay, very curious. And then they ask him more questions. He's like, oh, I'm a fighter, and I have bad memory, so if I, don't remember what you're saying, I'm a fighter. And then, oh man, and the real kicker, right, when he realizes he's going to jail.
Well, yeah, right? Well, it should have been right when you pulled the trigger, but continue.
He says, I want to be home with my family and my kids. And I was like, it's a pandemic. You should have been doing this already. But instead, you're shooting guns on the side of the road, hanging out with the homeless.
Then why weren't you?
Exactly.
If you wanted to be there, then what the fuck, man?
Yeah, I mean, what, dude?
I gotta shoot guns with homeless people, man. Fuck, it's 2 a.m. It's time.
Well, it's like I've been a fan of the sport for 10 years, and I've had the highest expectations and just the lowest of the lows with him. Where I remember telling my friends, like, I never want to see him fight again, like because you sign a contract, right?
Yeah.
You say I'm not gonna take steroids, and we're gonna get locked in a cage and fight each other until the best man walks out. And if you're using performance-enhancing supplements, how is that not a legal binding document?
It is.
How do you not go to jail for that?
How do you not get sued? Well, if not jail, how do you at least just not have to get like? Because okay, like here's the deal. Like okay, pretend you're someone who pretended to be unemployed and just collected unemployment, even though you got to keep your job during the pandemic, right? And then they're like, oh, don't do that again. And then slap your hand and you just have to like part ways and nothing happens? Or would they take you to court and take all your money? Yeah, they would take your ass to court because it's a binding document saying that you're not fucking employed.
Yeah, well, I also love the excuses where it was like, oh, it was a medication I took, to, oh, I'm actually pulsing from a supplement I took forever ago. You're like, okay, well, what is it? Like, you literally have never gotten a solidified answer from anybody.
It's because he's probably just doping.
I'm sure there's some real smart guys in the room who are going to tell me, like, oh, you don't know anything about liver metabolism. Like, what do you know about, Tyrannobol's metabolism through the fatty parts of the liver? And that's why he pulses at low nanogram levels. And it's like, okay, like, yeah, not even nanogram. I'm talking about picograms at this point, which is 1,000 times smaller. So, yeah, it's so frustrating with John because he really is the best. And it's, what do you expect from the best cage fighter in the world, right? Of course he's a wild boy.
Right. No, for real.
Like, you think the best cage fighter in the world wears glasses and sits at a desk? Like, no.
You don't know that?
No. I do know that because he's popping caps on the side of the road next to homeless people.
hanging out with his homeless buddies, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, man, who's gonna hang out with the homeless people if not him?
Right, but this is a good segue, right? So we were talking about Deontay Wilder money, and Wilder just pulled some of the wildest shit I've ever seen with this Tyson Fury arbitration. They had everything set in stone.
Yep.
It was location, Saudi Arabia, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, done deal.
Yep.
And Deontay Wilder is like, he's getting paid what?
Yep.
He's getting paid how much money?
Yep.
Yeah, no. That's my fault. It's in the contract. And they brought in the arbitration, and it is now Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 at the end of July.
Damn. What happened? Were they just not paying him properly?
So, in the contract, you have a certain amount of time to demand a rematch. You have the rematch clause. And Deontay Wilder, to his credit, has the rematch clause. Tyson won. He had X amount of days to do it. The problem is there's a world pandemic. So you couldn't really do the logistics of the fight.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, from my understanding, what the basis of the claim is. That no, he did not claim the rematch clause, but that's because there was so much uncertainty in the world at that time that it was not feasible.
Okay, so what is the arbitration? Just so they agreed then to reset the date?
Yep, they reset it. The trilogy fight's happening.
Okay, so what's the deal with the money then? What were you talking about there?
Oh, because he's probably looked at Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua in the middle of Saudi Arabia getting paid millions upon millions of dollars. And he's like, I'm probably in shape. I'm ready to go. If Tyson's ready to go, then I'm ready to go.
I get you.
Yeah, I mean, he's posted so many videos of him, like, doing fundamental boxing, like, doing his head movement and throwing his jab. And
yeah.
doing all that stuff. And the problem is Tyson Fury is likely 70 pounds heavier than him.
I see.
And there are just some things you can't, work around.
Yeah.
Especially at heavyweight.
Yeah. No, for sure. Especially at heavyweight, for fuck's sake.
Right. Man. And then even to touch on the last thing in our notes here, there was a fight announcement that I was like, I had to listen to it 2 or 3 times just because I was like lost, but like UFC darling Kevin Lee for Sean Brady in the most confusing match I've ever seen put together. Kevin Lee off an injury, off a loss, up 15 pounds to a guy who's undefeated in the UFC and a strangler. Like, the guy is so gigantic. I'm so puzzled as to why they made this fight. And they're like, oh, well, Kevin Lee beat his last opponent. But it's like, they're separated by 15 pounds. I don't know, man. I'm seeing shades of Hermanson versus Shabazian all over this. Like, bet the house on Brady.
Perfect.
The entire house.
So that was me stretching. That was the sound of me stretching out my spine. Yeah, dude. Fuck. Oh, you know what I should do? I should give a quick shout out to Randy Couture. Thanks for all the help raising money, brother. Appreciate you. Love you. Okay, maybe I shouldn't say that last part because that may be weird, but you did a great job. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll promote the pay-per-view event, dude. Nice guy.
And everybody loves Captain America.
Everyone does. If you don't like Randy Couture, it's because you have a fucking problem. I feel like I'm that guy from Tiger King who was like, if you don't like tigers, it's just because you're insecure and you hate yourself. Like, he's just sitting on this fucking couch with like 12 endangered cats around him.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's like, there's such a, like, the MMA community loves Randy in an almost unspeakable way because he's our guy. We've seen Conor lose in boxing. We've seen Ben Askren lose in boxing. But we saw Randy Couture just ride James Toney like a small pony around that ring. That low single takedown was absolute genius. He just throws him on his head. Just, oh Ben man, Randy's our guy. He's our one.
Doesn't Ben Askren kind of sound like a disease? It's not like if it was one word, Ben Askren, kind of sounds like a skin disease or something.
Or like a skin cream.
It'd be it would be a cream for. Yeah, dude, go to the side of your mic again.
Have you suffered a 5-second knockout recently?
Twist your mic 90 degrees.
This one?
Now talk again.
Talking again.
Oh my God! There
Wow.
you
So this
go.
is the sweet spot.
Yeah, well, that's because you have a condenser, not a microphone. So if you pull off that foam on the top, you'll see that it's like a flat disc, and it goes into each side. There's nothing on the top.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a liberal arts student, but I don't know everything.
Hey man, you had Yik Yak. You should know all this by now. We all know that
Oh
Yik
my
Yak was the
gosh.
place to go for information in 2015. 2015 was the place to go for information.
Yak yak. Yeah, if you wanted to know where the local freshman was streaking,
Dude,
yeah.
you have to tell the story real quick about the guy who was like in the library jacking off or some shit and like went off the cliff. And Yik Yak just had the
Oh my
details.
gosh, yeah.
Yik Yak had the fucking
So
greasy details.
I'm a sophomore in my public speaking class, and it's being held in the basement of the library in not the stadium, but essentially the conference hall. So you would go up there and you would give your spiel like on stage, like you were doing a TED talk. But anyways, I I'm doing this speech and I look out and I see security in the library, which is really weird. Like you see security, but you don't see a bunch of security. And I'm okay, I'll forget it and continue on with my speech here. And it turns out that there was a homeless man who had made his way into the library and had started searching pornography
Good for
in the
him.
library, instantly triggering the firewalls. Uh,
You're right.
and, security went after him, and he ran.
Good.
So he's running around the library and makes his way out. Then our campus was on a hill,
Yep.
which then goes to the beachfront, to the lake.
Okay.
And he thought that he would then go out to the lake and make his grand escape. Problem is he fell, tumbled all the way down the hill,
Yep.
got up,
Yep.
ran into the lake. It's February
In
and
Wisconsin.
ice cold. They called an ambulance to get this guy due to hypothermia.
Good for him.
And yeah, but it's like it threw campus on lockdown. Like it was, oh my gosh, it was such a mess. Not exactly sure how we got here.
I don't know because we were talking about Yik Yak, and that was the story that was.
Oh yeah,
the information
yeah.
was getting leaked on Yik Yak. That's how we all knew.
That's right.
That's how
That's
the
right.
story got
All of
out.
us. So after this, because security, they're doing the Three Stooges routine
Basically.
outside, and people instantly go to social media, like, what's going on campus?
We had to know. Everyone had to know. I wasn't on the campus, but I still had to know. Paul, what's
Oh
the
my
news?
gosh.
Yik Yak, what's up? I remember. I don't know if I should be saying this part out loud. Fuck it, who cares? I remember when I got like blasted way too high before going to Thanksgiving, and I was just like on the couch, just like, just it's gonna be okay, man. We're over at like Aunt Diane's house. I'm just, oh god, everything's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. I'm just forward like brownies in. I'm just roasted, absolutely roasted. It's a good time. That was one of the best Thanksgivings I've ever been to. Hands down. I was so high for it, it felt great.
What? And you were on the yak or something?
Oh, I was on the Yik Yak hardcore because her house was right next to like Marquette. So like that, and if you leave Marquette, anyone who's been to Marquette knows that you leave Marquette, that is like Ghettoville, U.S. motherfucking A. It's terrible. It's a gross place in Milwaukee, but it is what it is. So if you're on the Yik Yak down in Milwaukee, you get to see some fun things like students discovering dead bodies and stuff. Oh, it's good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's a good time.
Well, oh my gosh.
So, yeah, I was. Just,
Well, let's lighten this broadcast up and talk a little bit about hockey.
This is good news. I'm talking.
Talk a little bit about hockey.
Dude, I'm surprised you aren't following hockey yet. It makes me sad. It makes me sad.
Not enough time in the day.
Well, I understand that more than you could possibly imagine. But what I do, okay. Pittsburgh and New York. I mean, right now they're playing, and New York leads 3-2 over Pittsburgh. But honestly, Pittsburgh is most likely going to win this game, and it's going to go to Game 7, and it's going to be great. Florida and Tampa Bay play in. They start their puck drop should be right now. Tampa Bay is up 3-2 over Florida, and I think they're going to win it. Vegas versus Minnesota. Vegas is up 3-2 over Minnesota for the series, and honestly, I have no fucking idea because they're playing at Minnesota and they're great at home. The Wild do great, so we'll see, man. I don't know. Montreal and Toronto. Fucking Toronto's leading 3-1. They'll wrap this up with Toronto with Montreal right now. I'm sure you've heard by now that the Oilers have. I told you the Oilers have lost. They got swept straight through, just whoop, bye. And then Wayne Gretzky stepped down. Now he's going to go to TNT's new hockey program. So that's interesting. Just a big hit.
Yeah, what's going on with the Bruins?
What do you mean? Nothing bad. Nothing bad. All good, in my opinion. They just won. They just I mean, like, just took it, you know. Like, I'm trying to think of the words right now.
Scored an incredible amount of goals in power play.
They won the fourth game because they won. Yeah, they won the series 4-1 over Washington. So, yeah, it was a good day for me. It was a good day because everyone who I really don't like right now is a big fan of Washington. So I sent them all a text knowing that they wouldn't text me back saying, "Hey, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the series." I didn't get a single text back from any of them. And I know, here's the funny thing, some of them listen to this shit. So, like, you ever have those people that don't like you, but they kind of keep up with you to see, like, oh, is he doing bad yet? Is he fucking up yet? Like, so, I know you guys saw it. That's all I have to say to that. I know you guys saw it. And that's all I need. It just makes me feel good about it, you know? Because I have a lot of vengeance in my, I don't know, I have a lot of vengeance issues. Do you like vengeance? Is that you or not really?
It's not my style.
No? Dude, I love me some fucking, I love it. It's bad. It's like,
oh, no, I'm bad on the humble brag.
Oh, well, that's what I do. That is a humble brag. That's what we're doing. All I got to do is just keep getting bigger and bigger. And it's like, oh, you didn't want to see me? Check CBS because I'm on a new TV show. Like, so you have to see me, bitch. And if you won't see me there, then I'm recording a pay-per-view, so you might see it there. And if you aren't going to see it there, I'm coming to a station near you. I'll be on tour soon, bitch. You'll see me on a billboard around your house. You'll never, ever not be able to see me. And I say bitch like I'm talking to a female, but I'm not. I'm talking to 3 dudes.
Yeah, coming for him.
I am, dude. I really, like, here's the problem. Like, I know this sounds mean, but I want to buy their childhood home where we grew up, and I'm going to knock it the fuck down. I'm serious. And I'm going to take a picture of me shitting on the remains. I'm going to take that picture and plant it in the front fucking yard. I'm going to put cameras on it, so if anyone trespasses, I'll fucking sue them. It's in the court. I will be the most petty asshole this could end, like, or you could just say sorry, and you know what you did wrong. Just say sorry and this could all go away. Or I'll buy your childhood house and knock it over. I'm serious.
Oh, you don't want to do like a Parks and Recreation, like world's smallest national park?
That would be fun. That would be fun.
It's just one chair.
No, what I wanted to do, honestly, is just leave the rubble on the ground. So that they just, like, all their childhood memories, all their toys, it's all just in this 9/11 looking pile on the ground, and everyone just asks me, oh, what's that? And it's like, that was where someone's hopes and dreams used to be until I bought them and burned it down.
Oh my gosh.
Am I mean?
You got, vengeance was the word.
Yeah, it's, yeah, I don't like being slighted very much.
Yeah, you hold grudges.
Yeah, I do, and you know that's so bad. It's so bad that I do, and it's not that I don't know if a grudge is the right term though. It's only like with issues that clearly aren't resolved, because the other person won't let it go either, and it's like, well, you know, fuck you.
Well, do you know how it's very healthy to hold grudges?
It's probably not healthy to hold grudges.
Oh, it's very healthy.
Is it?
Sports gambling.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Sports gambling. That's what we do. It's so healthy because Kevin Lee's burned me too many times. He's going to get murked in that Brady fight. Burned me too many times.
We gave you a chance and you ruined it.
Yeah.
We bet on you.
Feed him to the biggest dude in the division. 15 pounds up. All right, Kevin, you want to move up a division? Okay. All right, Kevin's going to weigh 175 pounds after a large Domino's pizza, and Sean Brady's going to he's going to be 170 pounds for maybe 5 seconds. the 5 seconds he's on the scale. And then he'll be 195 pounds
Yeah.
when they fight. And if Kevin's going to wrestle him, good on him. Good luck. But man, that's what I mean by grudges. There are fighters I see fighting like Carla Esparza. Begrudgingly, I've had to pick her. But that's what I mean. It's, you can forgive but never forget.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Also, quick shout out to Hanky Law, Blake Hanky at Hanky Law, who sponsors my other podcasts. He's going to kind of sponsor this podcast by representing me in court tomorrow, so thank you for sponsoring the show. I appreciate everything you've done. It's a big moment for me tomorrow, so I appreciate you. Quick sponsorship moments. You need legal representation. Call Hanky Services. HankyJustice.com. Yeah, he actually does sponsor my other podcast too. That's the thing. He actually has. He's invested quite a bit into them. He's the shit.
I don't know what to say.
Thank you. That's all you needed. That means the most to me, actually. Though your silence means a lot.
Best of luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'm pretty sure the case is in our favor, but I can't say much about it. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to get too optimistic because I don't want to get kicked in the balls either if it goes the wrong way, So I want to hang out in this optimistic yet still probably not though. I don't want to
Yeah, there's a lot to be said about ambiguity.
Yeah, I'm trying to be there right now. So yeah, send me prayers for tomorrow, everyone, because this is going to be a wild ride. Oh my god. I'll talk to you off air about it, but yeah. Well, I can't tell you too much because it's too but I can tell you.
Will this be released before, during, or after?
After. Yep. So this will come out after it's already happened, which is I got goosebumps hearing that because by the time this comes out, it'll already have happened, and that's it creeps me out a little.
All right, we just blew the eardrums off anyone with.
Rest in peace, eardrum users. I just said eardrum users. No, earbud users is what I meant to say.
Eardrum users.
Anyway, yeah, dude, you need to start watching hockey.
I do, yeah. This is playoff sports in the NBA, NHL, MLB. It's always good views.
Yeah.
Even just to stay tuned with silly things like upcoming movies and stuff like that. I'm a sucker for that.
Oh yeah. Well, I just. Did we ever talk about Justice League? Did we discuss Justice League?
We did. My absolute disdain for it.
Yeah, it wasn't. Well, wait! You didn't like it that much?
I cannot, on principle, I don't understand how they could spend that much money without putting any of it in the actual theatrical cut.
Oh, I see what you mean. You feel like you wasted your money on theater.
You can't tell me, Batman dropping an F-bomb is gonna not be they tell Zack Snyder make a PG-13 Justice League movie, and he's like, we need Batman to say the F word.
We need him to stab somebody and then staple them to the wall basically on the stick.
Yeah, and it's dude, you knew what you were doing.
Dude, can I just tell you how annoying that dude's Joker voice is? Ugh, kill me now.
Yeah, Jared Leto.
It sounds like my rooster in the fucking morning. It does, dude. And so if I heard you next to me doing that, not only would you get chopped in the throat, but I would probably call the police because you're probably bombing something. You just seem like someone who would be bombing shit if you're laughing like that in public.
Yeah, I mean, the whole movie's so convoluted. You've got the Justice League taking on a galactic box, and whatever.
Right.
But meanwhile, let's go over to what just came out hot off the press from Marvel. They have the Eternals, which is the hottest thing that nobody's ever known about. And it's did you not know that Earth has this, civilization of protectors called the Eternals? And I'm already making my popcorn.
You're already, yeah.
I'm already in. I was say no more.
Right, no, exactly. Immediate.
You're wait. Marvel has Superman? Like the guy at the end's like, maybe I lead the Avengers. You think I didn't Google, does someone in the Eternals lead the Avengers afterwards?
Give me the answer. Give me
Like,
the answer. Give
oh
me the
man,
answer.
they
Give me the
made a
answer.
beautiful
Give
cinematic
me the
universe.
answer. Give me the answer.
I have to know.
Give me.
I guess
Well,
I'll
I
find
need you.
out.
Did you
What,
find out
August?
yet?
So there's a series. So if we're gonna like get really big into the Eternals right now, there are apparently like multiple
Fucking
generations
care.
of them,
I'll tell you what.
but they're all related to this giant civilization of gods called the Celestials. And the
Okay.
Celestials created. It's kind of like in the Justice League, there's the Green Lantern and the Lantern Corps.
Yep.
Yeah, and they go around and protect all the planets.
Right.
It's essentially the same thing, but they're
Okay.
called the Eternals, and they live for a millennia, and they're like Supermen.
Okay. But are they? Do they look like humans, or what do they look like?
Yeah, they look like humans.
Okay. Okay. Huh.
Yeah, and then what happened is their DNA got extrapolated and became that shape-shifting Kree that they've been kind of
Yup.
throwing in.
Yup.
So they're creating this giant alien universe
Okay.
very slowly.
And dude, I hope they make a whole lot of fucking shows about that. That sounds like I would just sit down right now.
Well, I saw a rumor, and it's hard to tell when you see like script notes, like what's real and what's not.
Yep.
But I saw a rumor that there's going to be an episode or an event where you have to watch all 10 years of movies back
Yep.
to see who's a doppelganger, like who's an alien shapeshifter,
Yeah.
and who's like a real character that you fell in love with.
Shut the fuck up. I would kill
Yeah,
myself.
like imagine if like Tony Stark's Rhodey, War Machine.
Yes.
Imagine if he was a shape-shifting alien
I would be
the
upset.
whole time.
I'd be really upset, to be honest with you. I would be actually pretty upset.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd be cool with it. Would you be okay with that?
I guess we'll have to see what they do.
But would you be okay with that hypothetically they do that?
It depends on the character, really. Like, I think if it was someone like Rhodey or someone with like a ton of speaking lines, we're gonna have to, nix our opinion. Like, we're gonna go hard on them for that. But let's say it's someone with like very few speaking lines. Like, it's someone like oh god, like what's his name, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy,
Right.
the Dave Bautista guy who has like just the silliest lines ever.
Yeah.
Like, we find out he's a Kree shapeshifter and be like, okay,
Okay. I'd be cool with that, though. That's fine.
Yeah,
That's why I wouldn't want Tony Stark to be one, because we've already had Iron Man
No.
1, 2, 3, Avengers 1, 2, 3, fucking all, it's too late. Dude, I'm fucking cold. My apartment is like kind of chilly right now. Why is
You
it
just-
so cold in here?
Say it's cold in Vegas.
Well, in my apartment it is right now. I haven't been here in quite a while. Not even my cats are here right now.
Yeah, you've definitely been moving back and forth this past week.
Yes, dude. Yup. Henderson is such a much safer city to live in, so spend a lot more time down there than I do up here. This is right off the strip, between the strip and UNLV, and it's the place where you'll know you've arrived is when you pull in and all the wiring is completely convoluted and just rigged up from the ceiling onto the nearest telephone pole with no safety nets required. If you see that, that's us. Pull in, say hello, and you'll probably get electrocuted.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Oh man, anything else you need to talk about? Anything else you want to talk about?
No, I don't think there's anything. I hope everyone has a good Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah, dude. Oh, it's my fucking birthday this weekend.
What's up?
That's what's going on, so that'll be cool. Otherwise, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I've got some grilling to do. I'm taking some paid time off, which will be very nice. So I'm just enjoying a very long vacation.
When is Memorial Day? Oh, it's on Monday.
Yeah, it's Monday.
So my birthday's on a Monday. That is the most. That of course it would. Of course, my birthday's on a fucking Monday.
Late this year.
My birthday's always on a gay day, like a Monday, or like fucking my SAT was on my birthday one time. Like just that's like of course. I had to work in the lumberyard for a 16-hour day one time because someone didn't show up for their fucking shift. So like that happened on my birthday, my 21st birthday actually that happened. So I had to miss going out with all my friends, and they all went to go have a party for my 21st birthday. I wasn't even there. I wasn't even there. So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway. Yeah.
That's it. Well, in the meantime, happy birthday.
Adios. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, what? No, you're not going to tell the listeners, drop a comment, happy birthday?
I am not going to say that. Definitely, to me, like, everyone, please. I'm very much like the North Koreans. I need everyone to only praise me in the comments. Everyone must say this, or you'll get shot. Thank you.
That's it.
There it is. Is that the speech you were looking for?
I don't know about the threat.
Okay, but don't make it sound threatening when you're hearing that. Okay, I fixed it. Now they don't feel threatened.
That's it.
Okay. Oh, you know what we should do quick before we go? We should hypothetically. So I want to give you an example of when I went to this restaurant, right? And I'm sitting down, and the waitress comes up, and like, okay, you be the waitress, right? I'm me, okay? You go, okay? So what you start? You be the waitress. Go.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
Oh,
Have you guys been here before?
no,
What's the restaurant name?
We're at Red Robin. Red
Oh,
Robin.
okay.
Yep. No,
Yeah,
this is our first time coming here. This is our first time.
oh, first time. Okay, well, we got some daily specials. We have some drink
Okay,
specials
hold on.
as
I've
well.
got another table that I have to go take care of quick.
Oh, you just see ya. Not even a complimentary water.
What did you say you wanted again? Water? Okay, I'll grab that. No, actually, I didn't want that. So that was basically what it was like.
You probably only got one bottomless fry refill.
Zero fry refills.
0. Why'd you even go?
Because we thought it would be a nice dinner. You know, that was the first time that we went there. The second time that we went to Red Robin was like very recently, and we had a great time this time. We went to a different Red Robin, and it was really good. But yeah, the first time, the lady basically acted like we shouldn't have even been talking to her at all.
I don't know how much sugar they put in that Red Robin salt. What
Oh,
they call it was it
1 second. Here, actually, stay here. I've got a bottle of it. I'll tell you.
that it's got so much sugar in
I'm
it,
gonna find
but
out.
it's delicious.
Give me 10 seconds. You count
All
to
right.
10. If I'm not back by 10,
Yeah,
call the police.
yeah. I'll riff. I mean, there's a lot of like the campfire sauce. I think that's what they call it. Chick-fil-A really has the best sauce. And like when it comes to terms of dipping sauces, I would say it's the Chick-fil-A sauce is probably the best.
Okay, don't call the cops. I'm back.
I was saying if we had to talk about sauces and salts, it's probably the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah,
That's the
dude.
best in terms of dipping.
So this is the Red Robin's original. So I got that as a going away gift when I left. I don't remember what city I left when I got this. Hopefully this shit doesn't expire.
Here's a salt shaker.
So let's see what's in there. There's not an ingredients list on here at all.
Perfect.
It says gluten-free ingredients. Oh, here it is. Salt, dried cane syrup, sea salt, black pepper, celery seed, cumin, oregano, and sage, garlic, onion, tomato, paprika, yeast extract, natural smoke flavoring.
It's definitely that syrup.
Kind of clumping up in here. I gotta shake it out. This expires in 5 years, so we've got time yet. Yep, because
Yeah, many more baskets of bottomless fries.
yes. Oh, absolutely.
Get yourself an air fryer.
My face just froze on the screen, so I'm gonna fade that away because I look crazy.
Oh, you look crazy.
That is ridiculous. Why did that? I thought it on the table, and my camera's like, oh, what do I do? Deactivate, activate.
All right. Well, before we have more technical difficulties, we just want to kill this while it stands.
Okay, well, I'm back anyway, bitch. I fixed it. Anyway, okay. Bye, everyone. Thanks for listening. Again, this has been Better Life with Jake and Paul. We'll probably be back on time next week. Again, can't promise anything because if I get hit by a train or something along those lines, I won't be back. So, suppose that doesn't happen, we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Okay, cool. All right. See you later, Paul.
See ya.